This is the Winter 2021 MAWPC West Championship Tournament on the CWPA network. This is hosted you by Mercyhurst University at the David M. Hallman Aquatics Center in Erie, Pennsylvania. This is brought to you thanks to Cap 7 and the Collegiate Water Polo Association. Thank you for joining us. Scott Samuel David Weiss here, Saturday, February 27, 2021, getting you set for Game 2 of the MAWPC West Tournament, scheduled to tip at 11:15 a.m. Eastern, which features the 2 seed Gannon Golden Knights in the dark, and the 6 seed Salem University Tigers of Salem, West Virginia, in the white. Gannon 4-1 in conference play, 5-1 on the season, while Salem 0-3 on the season, 0-3 in conference play in games that count. Salem did have an exhibition win over Mount St. Mary's, but that did not count due to roster constraints. Gannon on a 2-game win streak with wins over Salem and Washington and Jefferson after a loss to McHenry on February 13, 13-11, which snapped a 29-game regular season conference win streak. Meanwhile, Salem 0-3 lost 18-10 to Mount St. Mary's February 19th. February 20th dropped the pair games 15-7 to Gannon and 20-7 to Mercyhurst. Gannon is coached by Shane Unger, his second season as the men's skipper, while Robert Bullion is in his 10th season at the helm for the Tigers. Also, you got to keep an eye out on number 14 for Salem, Peter Leontijevic, believed to have 98 career goals. The senior from Belgrade, Serbia, looking to become the 13th member of Salem's 100 Goals Club. Head official at this tournament, Andrei St. Omer Roy, joined by Igor Murnenko, Jason Grubb, and Elijah Fellers. Gannon 19-1 all-time against Salem. The lone win for the Tigers coming in 2016. It's an 11-game win streak for the Golden Knights in this series. Gannon has a handful of players with at least 11 goals. Now here it is, the first quarter sprint, won by Salem. Salem is going right to left in white. 13 now on the shot clock. That's Salem with it. Now in the point, shot is wide left. Goal throw here for Jacob Hollow, a sophomore from Pittsburgh, PA. Hollow has a lot of saves in his career and denied by the post for Salem. Hollow, to be exact, entering with 277 career saves, 6th most in Gannon history. Vladimir Mikic has a pair of shots already for Gannon. An ordinary foul, 7 on the shot clock. Still no score between second seed Gannon and 6th Salem. Sails out of play. Saquon Miller can't find the back of the net. Miller, redshirt sophomore from the Bahamas, for 3 years was the captain of the Bahamas junior national team, was MVP in 2018. Dylan Schmitzero tried to get the shot there, couldn't. Salem has never won the MAWPC West Tournament, despite being the 2 and 3 seeds the past couple of seasons. Last year, the third seed finished in third. Lost a sudden death game, 16-15 to McHenry in the semifinals last year. Skip shot. Out of play. Off the palm of the keeper. The 2-meter for Gannon. The Golden Knights will take quickly. About a 1.25-mile commute for Gannon to get from campus to the Aquatics Center here. First power play of the game here for the Golden Knights. You get 20 seconds on the power play. Now we'll set up inside. Double team and beats the keeper over the head. It's 1-0 Gannon. Take a look at this. Lobbed it to the hole and out of reach. Vladimir Mikic with an assist from Scaglia, Anthony Scaglia. They will remain with, and believe it or not, it's 2-0. Apparently there have been 2 goals. Vladimir Mikic has 2, about 12 seconds apart, unless that is a mistake on the scoreline. Skip shot. Doesn't cross the plane for Hollow. Now setting up for the Golden Knights. Now we'll feed inside. Now to play. I believe there was a score sheet error. 1-0 is the score, Gannon. Under 5 minutes to play in the first. Salem looking to get on the board. Lost the handle. 15 on the shot clock. Now 10 on the shot clock, blocked in the field. Goalies are allowed to take shots past the half-distance area. And there was an offensive foul charged. It's 1-0. There had been a score sheet error. Trying to feed it to the left side, inside 2 meters. Off the post. Stayed there by the keeper for Salem. Salem has been short-handed throughout the season. 2 weekends ago, Salem couldn't even play in its own tournament at Milan Park in Morgantown, West Virginia. Robert Bullion glad his squad's able to be back in the pool for the 2nd straight weekend. 0-3 in the season, though, Salem is. 3 on the shot clock. And that's not going to be enough time. That's a shot clock violation. Here's Salem, which in the 4 previous seasons has always won its opening game in this tournament. Oh, what a laser to the corner. Buried and good. 2-0 now. Look at this. Look at the cross. Jeez. Dylan Schmitzer makes it now 2-0. For Schmitzer, believed to be his 14th tally of the season. Winner of this game would be 1-0 in bracket B. The other team would be 0-1. Now, in years past, Gannon had been used to having the luxury of a bye, being the top seed. Last year, Gannon only had to play 2 games instead of 3, being the top seed, and won the tournament title. Salem finished in 3rd last year. Now Jacob Hollow with the loose change. Gannon trying to get even more. Backpedaled with the wet pass. Trying to pommel it home. Cannot this time. Under 3 minutes to play in the first. Gannon 2, Salem in white, nothing yet. Now Salem, though, has quite an accomplishment in terms of the classroom. In fact, in its program history, believed to have 96 members of the Scholar Athlete team. Now, that's not 96 players, but that's accumulated 96 times to get on the CWPA Scholar Athlete team, which is impressive. Now, Gannon inside 6 meters, now at the point. We'll take it to the corner. Now up top, off the post, secured by Salem. If Anthony Scaglia has 3 assists, he'll have 100 for his varsity career for Gannon. Finding, but wide right. And the wide open net. And then able to post up. Now the other side, left to right, goes Gannon in dark. Loose ball, gobbled by Salem. Tigers dribbling right to left and white. Trying to look, fire. Hollow says nay. So far, 1 of 1 in the power play. Gannon is 2-0 on goals by Mikic and Schmitzerl. Gannon is the defending champ. This is the 5th year of this tournament, 5th season that is. First time Gannon is not the top seed. Gannon is 7-2 all time in this tournament. Salem 7-5. Shot clock is about to expire, and does, so shot clock violation for Gannon. Usually do not get too many 30-second violations. So far, there are a couple. Salem is usually involved in games in which a lot of scores are racked up. Hollow able to push it aside. In fact, it's been a while since Salem has been involved in a game in which not only did it hold its opponent to 9 or fewer, but it also scored 9 or fewer. And I believe that was back in 2011. It's almost 10 years since Salem last played a game in which it scored and allowed 9 or fewer goals. Trying to go on the counter, and the post was not kind that time. Now Salem in a frenzy, heading right to left. Will remain with the Tigers. And the Salem squad's missing Milos Popovic, Robert Uhas, and other members of teams from the past 3 years. And those Salem teams from the last 3 seasons were quite fun to watch. And that will do it for the first quarter of play. 8 minutes in the books. It's a 37th straight regulation corner in which Gannon has gotten on the board. And Salem, though, another quarter without a tally. But it is a close game, 2-0. Golden Knights over the Tigers as we head into the second.
I am Wolf Weigo, co-founder of Cap 7. I'm going to talk about the Cap 7 skip ball. It's a great little ball for kids to play with for a number of reasons. It's soft, bounces really well, just a lot of fun. Everyone I've ever given one of these to, random people, not even water polo people, they say this is the best ball. Their kid loves it more than any ball. Get yours at cap7.com today and enjoy your skipping.
The CWPA has a podcast, PoloCast. We take a deep dive into some of the most prominent people of water polo. We talk about the sport of water polo and about their lives, who they are, and how they got to where they are. With host George Gross Jr., new episodes are released twice a month, circumstances permitting. Be sure to check out PoloCast, available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss an episode. Gannon leads this one 2-0 on first quarter goals by Vladimir Mikic and Dylan Schmitzero. This is looking a little similar to the last meeting. In fact, in the 15-7 game won by Gannon last weekend, which these teams played each other, February 20th to be exact, Gannon led 2-0 after the first quarter. In fact, Schmitzero and Tim Bear had the first quarter goals, so almost eerily similar. Salem in white swim right to left, Gannon in dark, left to right. Following this game, and when 1:30 p.m. Eastern would be game 3, 4-seed Mercyhurst against 5-seed Washington and Jefferson. W&J dropped a 26-9 contest earlier to top seed McKendree in game 1. 26, the most goals a team has scored in an MAWPC West Championship Tournament game. Salem will correct the lock to begin the second. Salem wants to hang in there. You got to crack the scoreboard. In second quarters this season, Gannon has outscored opponents 25-13. So second quarter has been a strong spot for the Golden Knights. They'll be turned over from the corner unless they can get something done. Jacob Hollow would have the outlet. Salem, meanwhile, has not done very well in second quarters. Outscored 15-3 in 3 games this season. Set to the right side off the crossbar. Goal throw for the Tigers. When trailing this season after one quarter, Salem is 0-2. Salem lost 18-10 on February 19th at Mount St. Mary's, led 6-4 after 1, but trailed 8-6 at the half and couldn't recover. 4 in the shot clock. Backhanded Hollow with the digs. Saquon Miller's shot attempt had been denied that time. There's a save there for Salem. Now the Tigers going right to left from 6 meters. Problem right now with Salem is taking too much time off the clock. 10 on the shot clock now. Have to take it from the right flat. Lost the handle. 5 on the shot clock. It's going to have that one confiscated. But a shot clock violation has been called. 2-0 still. Favor of Gannon. Top 2 teams from this tournament would advance to next weekend's MAWPC Championship against the 6 teams from the MAWPC East. It would be single elimination. Gannon will be on its second power play opportunity. Gannon capitalized on the first. Mikic got the power play goal in our opening stanza. Goncalo Silva, who was the backup keeper, had been the one excluded. At that time, able to cash in again. Ethan Hamp with the goal. And watch Hamp. Looked like it was going to go right, but it went left instead. Bit of a hypnotic turn. Guess it confused the keeper. And Hamp makes it 3-0 Gannon now. 2-2 on the power play. The offensive foul called on Salem. As believed to be Hamp's 14th tally of the season. Apparently 19 shots for Gannon compared to 18 for Salem. In fact, in the previous meeting last weekend, the 15-7 game won by Gannon, the Golden Knights had 43 shots, Salem had 35, so you'll see the ball fly quite often as we progress. 15 on the shot clock, Salem down by 3. Took a wet pass. Looks like that's Peter Tijovic. And that will be turned over. So we've got about 4 minutes to go in the first half. 3-0 Gannon. Julian Alonso trying his best to defend the cage if that's him. Shot clock under 5. Robert Bouillon will call timeout. 4:14 to go in the first half. It's Gannon, the 2 seed in dark freeze. Salem, the 6 seed in white 0. The 2021 Winter NCAA Tournament is scheduled to take place not at Stanford University, as originally anticipated. It is going to instead be contested at the University of Southern California, tentatively scheduled to take place March 20th at 5 and 7 p.m. Eastern for the semifinals. The locations for the opening round games, which will be 4 to 6 teams, will be contested Thursday, March 18, 2021 at times and sites to be determined by committee. The national championship game for the NCAA is scheduled to take place Sunday, March 21st, 2021 at USC, scheduled for 5 p.m. Pacific. 3 teams would automatically qualify from the Mountain Pacific Sports Federation, Mid-Atlantic Water Polo Conference, and Western Water Polo Association, and 3 teams would be selected at large. Gannon or Salem would like to be one of those 6 participants. We need to be a top 2 finisher in this tournament, and then go on and win next weekend's MAWPC tournament against the 6 MAWPC East foes at the Naval Academy, which includes Bucknell, Navy, George Washington, Fordham, LaSalle, and Iona. Robert Bouillon called the full timeout, settle his troops. With 4:14 left, now 4 minutes to go in the second. 2 in the first, 1 in the second for Gannon. Salem looking to get on the board. Shot fired. Better this time, but hollow. Saw it off the post. Now Salem will be down another player. Gotta watch out for Gannon. 2-2 in the power play. Chad Rowley is the excluded player. Looks like timeout by Gannon. Gannon's using its 30-second timeout. Interesting strategy right now by head coach Shane Unger. Gannon has scored double figures now in 3 straight games entering this one. Had a 9-6 win against Mercyhurst on February the 6th. Now setting to the right side, up to the point. Now inside, back to the point. Whoa, that took a wicked hop off the post. Shot clock resets, power play unsuccessful. Second chance is not good enough. Salem now retreating right to left and white. still searching for that first tally. Robert Bouillon really hollering down the sideline. Shot fired, and there's the first. 3-1 now. Salem on the board. Take a look here. Looked like a potential block, but couldn't, as Chad Raleigh fires in the back of the net for his first score of the game. Peter Leontijevic, 2 goals from 100 in his career, credited with the assist. Salem has apparently 21 shots, according to the stat line. So does Gannon. Shooting percentages are under 15% for each team. Now Salem in a potentially interesting position, down by 2. Trail 2-0 entering this quarter. Chad Rowley, the one who just scored, a sophomore from Port of Spain, Trinidad and Tobago. Shot clock about to expire. Got to take it here. Jacob Hollow again puffing his chest out. 1 point this season, was a 2-time defending MAWPC Defender of the Week. First time a Gannon player has collected that award back-to-back weeks. In the process, a 6-on-5 opportunity for Gannon. It's the 4th opportunity now. 2 are free in the power play. So if it weren't for the power play, this game could even be closer. Thinking about it, took a little too long, lost the handle. Even strength, and gets the turnover. Not what Shane Unger had in mind on the sidelines. Salem with 22 shots compared to 21 for Gannon. Salem 4 exclusions. Gannon hasn't been excluded yet. Now at the point, at 6 meters. Thinking, fire, stopped by Jacob Hollow. 6 all-time. In program history, he's a sophomore in terms of saves. He had 225 stops as a freshman. Brett Rubber, 2015-18, had over 1,000. Wide open net! And you can't do that if you're Salem. Gannon capitalizes on that gaffe. Take a look at this. See? Wasn't even looking. And that was a wide opportunity for Anthony Scalia. 4-1 now in favor of Gannon. 1:07 to go in the first half. Scalia doesn't have any assists, but he has a goal in this game. 3 assists away from 100. Which, when you think of Scalia, you also think of his brother, who's a year ahead of him, Tom Scalia. Deposited, I believe, over 100 goals for this Gannon program. Trying to set up top, instead taken away by the Tigers. And we have our first kick out on Salem. Timeout will be called by Robert Bouillon. 2 in the first, 2 in the second for Gannon, 0 in the first, 1 in the second for Salem. So now Salem taking the charge ahead. Robert Bolmansky, the player excluded for Gannon. Now Salem on the attack, doing perimeter passing. Fires right at Hollow. Jacob Hollow was the rookie of the MAWPC West tournament last year. Time about to expire. And that will do it, ladies and gentlemen, for our first half of play. Got a really good one so far. Gannon with 2 in the first, 2 in the second for 4. Salem couldn't get anything in the first, got 1 on the board in the second. Dylan Schmitzero, Vladimir Mikic, Anthony Scalia, Ethan Hamp have tallies for Gannon. Salem's lone tally the second quarter was Chad Rowley from Port of Spain, Trinidad and Tobago. In terms of shots, Salem believed to have 23, Gannon 22. Their shooting percentages both below 20. In fact, it's not even 5% for Salem, about 18.2 for Gannon. 4 exclusions for Salem, 1 for Gannon. 0-1 in the power play Salem has been, 2-4 on the man up for Gannon. No penalty fouls. 3 goal game Gannon. Trying to improve to 1-0 in the bracket. Salem trying to avoid losing 4 games in 4 opportunities this season.
Cap 7 is a small company that started out of the back of our garages, and we were doing clinics and camps around the country. We pride ourselves as a company with Cap 7 and Turbo to sponsor as much and give back to the sport as much as we can. Last year we gave over $250,000 back to the sport, and all our products are built by water polo players and for water polo players.
Back here in Erie, Pennsylvania, this is the Winter 2021 Mid-Atlantic Water Polo Conference West Championship Tournament, hosted by Mercyhurst at Hallman Aquatics Center. Scott Samuel, David Weiss here, and we have a good one brewing heading into the second half. It's the second seed Gannon Golden Knights of Erie 4, and the 6th seed Salem University Tigers of Salem, West Virginia in the white 1. 2 in the first, 2 in the second for Gannon. Schmitzerl, Mikic, Scalia, Hamp, not in that particular order, with solo tallies for the Golden Knights. Salem, lone goal in the second quarter by Chad Rowley. After this game at around 1:30 p.m. Eastern, 4 seed Mercyhurst takes the pool for the first time against 5 seed W&J. Washington Jefferson already dropped the 26-9 contest in Game 1 to top seed McKendree. So after that game, W&J's fate would be determined, would be either playing for 3rd or 5th place, depending on how McKendree and Mercyhurst does in the rest of this tournament. This is Bracket B, which consists of 2 Gannon, 3 Mount St. Mary's, and 6 Salem. I'd caution Gannon against Mount St. Mary's. Even though Gannon defeated the Mount twice, 26-5 and 22-10, that was before the emergence of Jason O'Donnell, who has 31 goals in 5 games for Mount St. Mary's. And O'Donnell right now is a leading candidate for MAWPC West Rookie of the Year. In the 26-9 McKendree win over W&J earlier today, 11 different players scored for McKendree, led by 5 from Andrew Serrano. Now the 2 and the 6 seeds have never won this tournament. Gannon is the 2, Salem is the 6. The 2 seed last year was McKendree, lost the top seed Gannon 15-14 in overtime. With 3 seconds left in overtime, it was a half-distance line steal by Drago Marjanovic. And Marjanovic was able to lob it over the head from mid-pool of Ori Scanlon, the keeper of McKendree. Jacob Hollow made the save there, heading left to right now in dark. Gannon, not once but twice, the second time is the charm on the backhand. Not successful once, try again. And look at that. Blocked the first time, I'll try again, and maybe things will be different. Well, it worked that time. Vladimir Mikic, that's his second of the game. Mikic did not get tournament team honors last year. That one out of play. Goal throw for Jacob Hollow. This is still a close game. Gannon this season in third quarters entering the game has outscored opponents 27-8. Again, not counting this game. Salem had 6-4, 12 against in regular season third quarters that counted. Salem did have a 26-13 exhibition game win on January the 23rd against Mount St. Mary's, in which Carson Hicks had 10 goals, but that was an exhibition. 2-meter corner here for the Golden Knights of Gannon. Gannon wants to play past this weekend. He's got to win twice today. Salem 0-3. Doesn't want to have a winless season. There was a point in Salem's history in which it had 5 years in a row without a win. 2007, 8, 9, 10, 11. No wins. Robert Bouillon, his first season was that last winless season in 2011. Each of the last 3 seasons, 17, 18, 19, had at least 11 wins in each. Now here come the Tigers, and that's swifted out of play. Full throw for Gannon's Jacob Hollow. And we are at the Prepid Villa. David M. Hallman III Aquatics Center in Erie, Pennsylvania. About 244 miles on a good drive from Salem University. 1.25 miles, very close for Gannon. Salem hanging in there, but needs to get accurate even further, and Hollow that time read it beautifully. Hollow believed to have 13 saves. Believe he is 10 away now from 300 in his collegiate career. 92.9 save percentage, and Salem's going to have to be a man down again, it appears. Now thinking with the egg beater. Now to the 1. Shot clock close to 10. Oh, good feed off of Jalen Alonzo. 2 meter would be from the 1, I believe. If not, it will be it will be taken from the 1. Fakes, shoots, hits the back of the net. Take a look at this replay. 1, 2, 3. Right read by Alonzo, but Robert Bomansky deposits, and that's the 98th varsity assist for Anthony Scalia. And it's 6-1 now. Bomansky's first of the contest. Bomansky entered the game with 13 goals, so that's his 14th tally. Out ahead, Lobs it over Hollow for the finish. Take a look at this. Hollow was a little out in front and gave too much room. Manuel Soto Estella, his first of the game for Salem. 4-goal difference, 6-2. Gannon Golden Knights with 4:40 to go in the third. Vladimir Mikic leads all scorers with a pair of tallies for Gannon. Rowley and Soto Estella have solo tallies apiece for the Tigers. And then we're still waiting for Peter Leontijevic to get 2 more goals to reach 100. Will be taken from the 5, then it'll be taken from the 1. Salem, most recently playing in the title game 2 years ago, lost by a goal in the MAWPC West first place game to McHenry. Wasn't mistaken, that was as the number 2 seed, lost 13-12, the number 4 McHenry. Oh, that I think is going to be offsides. No goal. So Salem going to try to cash in on that error. And that's not going to count either. That was an offensive foul. Now the transition. Ordinary foul set up inside. Good defensive take there. Julian Alonso nearly let that in. $20 now on the shot clock. Couple minutes left in the third. I think that might have been a ball under charge. 3 minutes to go in the third. .259 now. It is 2 seed Gannon in the dark 6. 6 seed Gallum in the white 2. There is a timeout. Be sure to check out the CWPA YouTube channel, because it's your #1 video source for everything water polo. Tip of the week, game of the week, highlights, inside water movements, more. Make sure to go to www.youtube.com and search CWPA Water to check out water polo to check out the CWPA YouTube channel. So still Gannon 6, Salem 2 here in Erie, Pennsylvania. Under 3 minutes to play in the third. In terms of shots, Salem 31, Gannon 29. Salem shooting .065 clip, Gannon .207. 5 exclusions for Salem, 2 for Gannon. And Gannon's 15-7 regular season win over Salem here on February 20th. Gannon was 15 of 43. So a better clip. Gannon's 2 of 5 in the power play. Salem 0-2. Gannon had taken the timeout. Gannon has 2 full timeouts, 0 30-second timeouts left. Salem has 1 full timeout, has 2 full timeouts, 1 30-second left. Now Gannon will take it. Does not cross the plane again. Oh boy, Alonso. Julian Alonso, too close for comfort. and let the last few of those type of balls go through, this game could be way out of reach. Takes a shot in the back of the cage. It goes. It's 6-3. Take a look here. Near the hole position and hollow, no chance. Didn't even flinch, wasn't sure where to go. Ivan Zivojinovic, his first of the contest. With some help from Manuel Soto Estega. So 6-3. It's a 2-2 third quarter. It was 4-1 at the half. 2-0 Gannon after 1. Now Gannon entering territory. And that was behind the back, 5-meter penalty to be awarded to Gannon. Both hands might have been on the ball. For Salem, you cannot use both hands as a defender. Chad Rowley has got a pair of exclusions now, and Gannon makes Rowley pay. Alonso was going the right direction, the correct direction, but was a little late, as Anthony Scalia with his second tally, this time on the 5-meter. It's now 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 3 in the third for Gannon. But Salem can't respond. And the victim of this game will likely have its season done tomorrow, because you have to win 2 games, most likely, in your bracket in order to advance to tomorrow's championship game. The top 2 teams in this tournament would advance to the March 6th and 7th MAWPC championship against the 6 teams from the East, MAWPC East, at the Naval Academy. 10 on the shot clock, set up. Slippery hands, it is turned over. Time running short here in the third. 7-3, Gannon, Golden Knights heading left to right and dark up by 4. Gannon coming off of a 13-10 win over Washington and Jefferson, in which it gave up 6 of the game's final 7 goals. I believe led 12-4 at one point. Got a little too complacent. Salem now in need of reinforcements. And that's a no-no. Kick out just issued. Second power play opportunity here for the Tigers. Gotta be careful with the ball handling. Couple of slippery hands. Set for the hole. It picked off cleanly in the hole set. The hole guard position. Shot clock unplugged. 7-3. Still not too comfortable position for Shane Unger's squad. Salem just called for an exclusion. So shot clock unplugged. Chad Rowley with under 16 seconds. I believe he is out of the game. That is his third. Set up inside. And that will do it for the third quarter of play. 24 minutes are in the books here in Erie, Pennsylvania. It's hard to tell where this game can head. Gannon ahead 7-3. Salem has not played a game in which it allowed 9 or fewer and has scored 9 or fewer in a game in about 10 years. We'll see how this game trends, but we got an interesting fourth quarter to come here on the CWPA Network in Game 2. Don't go away.
Hi, I'm Brad Schumacher, co-founder of Cap 7 International. Hi, I'm Wolf Weigo. Cap 7 is the best ball in the world. It's used by the top athletes. When you have a Cap 7 ball in the pool, You can just feel the quality, you can feel the grip. It makes you just want to pick that ball up, squeeze it, and start faking like crazy. Cap 7, the best ball in the world.
You're watching the CWPA broadcast brought to you by Cap 7.
Hi, I'm Wolf Weiger with Cap 7. There's one more quarter to go in this game. Fourth quarter coming up now.
Be sure to follow us on social media for all of the latest updates on what is happening around the league. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at CWPA Water Polo, and be sure to check us out on our YouTube page for tons of great water polo content. We're approaching the fourth quarter of play here in Game 2 of the Winter 2021 Mid-Atlantic Water Polo Conference West Championship Tournament, hosted by Mercyhurst University at the Hallman Aquatics Center in Erie, Pennsylvania. 7-3 in favor of the second seed Gannon. It's the first time Gannon is not the top seed. In each of the previous 4 seasons have been the top seed. 2018, Gannon won each of its first 19 games of the season before tripping up 12-9 in the semifinals to McKendree, ended up bouncing back off a third place win to finish 20-1. Gannon, the defending MAWPC West champ. Last year, Gannon ended up 1-2 at the MAWPC Championship Tournament, defeating LaSalle 15-9 to knock at last place. Salem wins a critical fourth quarter sprint and really needs to cash in right now. Looks like there might have been a push off, and that could cost Salem. Now Gannon just looking for a goal here, make Salem pay. A little bit of a bottle up in the corner. Ordinary foul called around the 1, inside 6 meters. Salem is 0-3 in the power play. Gannon 2-6. On the man advantage, that is off the left side crossbar. Scalia had the goalie beat. It was off the post that time. After this game at 1:30 p.m. Eastern, 4-seed Mercyhurst scheduled to take the pool against 5-seed W&J, which is 0-1 in Bracket A play. Mercyhurst would also take on McKendree a little later on. In 2 of the previous 4 tournaments, the 4-seed knocked out the 1 in the semifinals and then went on to win the title. Mercyhurst did so as the 4-seed in 2016 in the first ever MAWPC West tournament. So nothing doing here in the fourth. No whistle. Clean take here for Salem. Salem still needs to get a little more aggressive. No goals yet in this fourth quarter. The last time Salem played a game in which it allowed and scored 9 or fewer goals was believed to be October 15, 2011 from Salem, West Virginia, a 9-5 loss to Penn State Burrend. It's according to statistics. Under 10 in the shot clock. Ordinary foul though. Gannon still on the attack. A little precarious position. It's going to get picked off. It's a shot clock violation. Looks like it was going to be a pick. There have been about 4 or 5 shot clock violations in this one. Ordinary foul there. So Chad Rowley for Salem is already out of the game due to free exclusions, and Salem is within 3. Take a look here. Looked like there was going to be a pick. Had some trouble with bottled up, but able to get around that. Manuel Soto Estea for the second time. He's got 2 now to make it 7-4. And we're in an interesting position. Peter Leontijevic with the assist. 5.5 minutes to play in regulation. But that's not going to help if you're Salem. 8th exclusion on the Tigers. Gannon 2 of 7 on the power play. Started off by making each of their first 2, but have now missed 6 straight power play opportunities. And that's leaving the door wide open for Salem to come back. And keep in mind, Salem 0-3. Lost by 8 to this Gannon squad here a week ago. From long distance, but over the cage, Jacob Hollow has a goal throw. Now the opportunity for Gannon out in front. What a stop. Timeout called. With 4:26 to go, still plenty of time here. And I believe Robert Bullion calling it for Salem. In 4th quarters this season, entering this contest, Gannon has scored 19 and allowed 19. Salem had scored 6 and allowed 15. So for Gannon, this has been a danger spot for the Golden Knights. 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 3 in the third, none in the fourth for Gannon. 0 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third, 1 in the fourth for Salem. Gannon has 2 from Scalia and Nikic, and solo tallies from Schmitzer, Bomanski, and Hamp. 2 goals for Soto Estea, and solo tallies for Rowley and Zivojinovic. Chad Rowley, though, has 3 exclusion fouls, so he cannot return in the game. In terms of the schedule, Salem returns to the pool at 3:45 p.m. Eastern today for Game 4 against 3 seed Mount St. Mary's. Last meeting between the Mount and the Tigers. That was in Emmitsburg, Maryland on February 19th. The Mount won 18-10. Gannon comes back in the pool for Game 6 at 8:15 p.m. Eastern against the Mount. Gannon has defeated the Mount twice this season, 26-5, 22-10. The 26 goals set a program record for most in the game, and also set a record for victory margin, 21. So now Salem, out of the timeout, in desperate need of a score. Hasn't conceded any here. Gannon scored double figures in all of its games in the 2019 season. Least goals it scored in the game this season was a 9-6 win over Mercyhurst. Now 9 on the shot clock. Will fire. Hollow bats it out of play. Well done for the sophomore from Pittsburgh. It will result in a 2-meter, and Salem will take it quickly. Now 20 on the shot clock. Set ahead. Fires. That's past Hollow. Salem is still in it. 7-5 now. Take a look here. Whoop. Was a bit of a lob. Peter Leontijevic. That's his 99th of his career. His next would be his 100th. That's his first goal in 2 games. Did not score in a 20-7 loss to Mercyhurst. He had a pair of goals in the 15-7 loss to Gannon last weekend. Batted toward the corner, and it will be turned over. Leon Tijovic. There's about 3 or so minutes left. 7-5. Salem is not done yet. He on the shot clock. Takes it to the half-distance line. Takes it! Denied by Hollow. That was Leon Tijovic. He wanted to get his 100th goal in grand style. But it was right into Hollow's arms. What a stop. And now, Salem, down 2, will dribble right to left and white. 0 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third, 2 in the fourth. Gannon, 2, 2, 3, and 0, the score line. Set up, Hollow bats that out of play. And this has been the kryptonite corner, the kryptonic corner of any game this season. Couple minutes or so left in this one. Lost the handle. We'll try to lob over. Hollow gets it done! It's 7-6. This is still not over. Look at this. It looked like someone trying to get a desperation free in basketball. Ivan Zidojevic, his second tally. It's a 3-0 fourth quarter run. Gannon has not trailed in this one. Led 2-0 after 1, 4-1 at the half. Takes it out of play. Goal throw. Gannon has scored in 39 consecutive regulation quarters. Last time it didn't do so was the fourth quarter of the MAWPC West title game last year against McKendree, which was a 15-14 win over the Bearcats. Drago Marjanovic had 7 goals in that one, including the clincher with 3 goals left in the second of 2 overtime periods. That was at the half-distance line. Salem now really pressing. Out in front, fires off the keeper. They'll reset. They'll think about it, fire off the cage. And this could potentially be the last possession of the game if it keeps going off the post. Close to a minute left in this one. 7-6. Fires out of play. Goal throw Salem. Timeout, Tigers. So you're talking about a game in which Salem looked like it had no momentum at all. 3 goals in the first 24 minutes in the game. Almost 7.5 minutes into this fourth quarter. Out of 8. 3-0 run. Unbelievable. So Salem has 2 scorers with multiple goals. Soda Estela and Sivajinovic have 2 apiece. Chad Rowley has 1. He had the first for Salem in the second quarter, but he's out of the game with 3 exclusions. And Peter Leontijevic has 1 goal, his believed 99th in his varsity career. 1 away from being the 13th member of Salem's 100 Goals Club. Gannon, 2 apiece from Anthony Scalia, 2 apiece from Vladimir Mikic. Solo tallies from Dylan Schmitzerl, Robert Romansky, and Ethan Hant. And Scott Samuel David Weiss here on the CWPA Network. Game 2 of the tournament, and boy, we had a graphic gaffe. Ignore the graphic. the graphics at game 1. This is game 2, believe it or not. Seven to 6. Salem. Here in game 2, down the goal. Out of the reach. And it'll be hollow. Shot clock's unplugged. Hollow with a critical steal, and how about this? For the first time since 2011, Salem would play a game in which it conceded 9 or fewer goals and scored 9 or fewer goals. Unbelievable finish, ladies and gentlemen. Gannon doesn't score in the 4th and nearly cost it the game. What a game, ladies and gentlemen. The final score in game 2. 2-seed Gannon 7. 6-seed Salem 6. Gannon led 7-3 enter in the 4th quarter. Could not score in the 4th. And Salem nearly able to come back from the 4-goal deficit. Salem drops to 0-4 on the season. 0-1 in bracket B. Gannon going to have a tough matchup later today against Mount St. Mary's in bracket B play. Gannon, 2 in the 1st, 2 in the 2nd, 3 in the 3rd, 0 in the 4th. As for Salem, 0 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, 2 in the 3rd, 3 in the 4th. 32 shots for Salem, 38 for Gannon. Percentages were both under 19%. 8 exclusions for the Tigers, 3 for Gannon. 0-3 the power play for Salem. 2 of 7 for Gannon. 1 penalty foul for Salem. It was capitalized for Gannon, and that was the difference in this game. A couple of players with multiple goals for Gannon. 2 apiece for Mikic and Scalia. Bolmansky, Hamp, and Schmitzerl with solo tallies for the Golden Knights. Meanwhile, Salem, 2 apiece for Ivan Zivojinovic, 2 for Estea, 1 for Rowley, and 1 for Leon Tidjovic. So Peter Leon Tidjovic, next goal would likely be his 100th. That will do it here on the CWPA network. The next game up is scheduled to be game number 3, which will feature the 4-seed Mercyhurst and the 5-seed Washington and Jefferson. That is scheduled to start at around 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Again, final score in Game 2. 2-seed Gannon 7. 6-seed Salem 6. Scott Samuel David Weiss, thank you for tuning in to Game 2. Whoa, that was a nail-biter at the end. And we'll see if any more games can have the same type of reaction. See you later.